Do you ever feel like you've worked all day but accomplished absolutely nothing? Like you've been running on a treadmill, exhausted, but haven't moved an inch? If so, I want to tell you a story about a young woman named Eleanor. Eleanor was a project manager, and she had this peculiar habit. Every night, she would judge her entire day using a small, moss-green leather journal. On the left page, she'd list her goals. On the right, her execution. Her day was only a success if the two lists matched perfectly. Tonight, she sat in her kitchen, the warm light falling on the pages. Let's look at her list. Goal 1. Close a massive $500,000 contract. Goal 2. Complete a detailed market trend report. Goal 3. Call her mom. Goal 4. Tidy up her messy filing cabinet. Now, for the execution. The contract postponed. The report only 70% done. The call to her mom. It got swallowed by an emergency meeting. The cabinet. She was just too tired. A lump formed in her throat. 4 goals, 4 failures, a perfect 0. She had worked for 12 hours straight, grabbing only a quick sandwich for lunch, and this was the result. What did I even do all day? She whispered to herself. The disappointment quickly morphed into harsh self-criticism. I'm always like this, never finishing anything perfectly. Her pen rolled across the table, stopping next to an old, chipped ceramic mug. It had a long crack running down its side, yet she still used it every day for her tea. Closing her eyes, she took a shaky breath. Her hand brushed against the cracked mug. It was a gift from her father, a quiet carpenter, given to her on the day she left for university. She remembered feeling a little disappointed by such a simple gift. A few months later, she accidentally cracked it. She was about to throw it away, but her father, on a visit, carefully mended it with a special glue that left a shimmering gold line in its wake. As she picked up the mug, tracing the golden vein, a draft from the window flipped the pages of her journal. It didn't land on the page of failures, but on a blank page, and there, in a corner, was a small line of text written in her father's familiar violet ink. He must have written it years ago when he saw how tired she was. It said, "Eleanor, my dear, don't just record the results. You must remember to record what actually happened." She froze. Her heart began to pound. Putting the mug down, she picked up her pen again. But this time, she wasn't rewriting her goals. She was going to rewrite her execution, her reality, in a completely different way. With a newfound clarity, she began to write, not just the facts, but the full story. Today, I executed 12 hours of persistence. I didn't close the contract, but I spent over 3 hours rebuilding the client's trust, which almost guarantees they'll sign next week. A small victory. I didn't finish the report, but in that last 30%, I discovered a critical data error. I stopped the company from making a huge mistake, a kind act. I couldn't call mom, but I took 5 minutes to buy a yogurt for the tired, elderly security guard at my office building. Overcoming pressure. I got harsh criticism from my boss today, but I didn't react. I stayed calm and chose to learn from it. When she finished writing, tears were streaming down her face. These weren't grand checklist achievements. They were the quiet, invisible battles she had fought and won throughout her long, hard day. Her tears fell on the page, blurring the ink just a little. She looked at the cracked mug again. The mug, like her, had been cracked by pressure and failure. But that crack had been mended. It was filled with persistence, with silent effort, and with the love her father had embedded in that simple gift. The crack didn't make the mug worthless. It gave it a unique and beautiful story. Her father never wanted her to be a perfect, flawless mug. He just wanted her to be a mug that was strong enough not to shatter when it got bumped. A mug that could still hold good things. The feeling of emptiness in her chest was gone, replaced by a profound warmth and relief. She took a deep, slow breath and picked up her pen one last time. She wrote at the bottom of the page, not for her boss, not for any client, but for herself. Her handwriting was shaky, but the words were solid. Eleanor, the fact that you fought, that you survived this day with everything you had, that is perfection. You did very well today. Rest now. And for the first time in a very long time, Eleanor fell asleep with a smile. Not because she had achieved everything, but because she had finally learned to acknowledge and love herself. So, tonight, before you judge your day, I want you to try this. Don't just list what you didn't finish. List the battles you fought, the kindness you showed, the resilience you demonstrated. Remember what actually happened. Because surviving the day, trying your best, and being kind to yourself through it all, that is a perfect achievement. You did a great job today. Thank you for giving your soul a moment to rest.